Hey guys. Well, I'm gonna try doing this again. I got a new camera, so hopefully it's a better quality for this. So I'm back to videotaping in my car because I noticed I feel I'm more myself when I videotape in my car. So I got it all hooked up. I'm using a JVC Envio. It's a refurbished one, but I didn't pay anything for it. I get thank you points from banking with Citi. I'm no way endorsed by them or anything like that, so just putting that out there in case I have to. But I had thank you points, so I was gonna get a digital camera, but instead I decided to get an actual video camera, since that's what I've been using my camera for mostly anyway. So now that we got past that BS, on to the video. Alright, so the video I wanted to make was in regards to my name. The name that I'm gonna go by, which is Wesley. And the video that wanted me to, that brought this up it was one talking about your previous name and how that, what things you're holding on that remind you of that name, so on and so forth. And, I kind of noticed that a lot of people seem to just want to totally erase their past and just kind of forget about it. Now, I've been really okay with growing up as a female. Yeah, I felt something was different, that something was, not quite right. But I just kind of chalked it up to that's how people feel, and then I came out as gay, and I figured that's just how lesbians feel. Yeah, I noticed I was a little different than my girlfriends, but, everyone's different. So, for me, the gender identity thing wasn't a huge struggle. It was just an eye-opener once I knew what it was. So I've really had no really hard feelings growing up gay, or growing up as a woman. Now that I know that I can be who I really am, it's a relief, but I'm not going to ignore my past. And my name is a very female name. It's Katharina, though it's spelled differently. It's spelled with 3 A's as opposed to A-E-E. So, it's kind of unique in that way, and I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss people telling me, oh, that's a very nice spelling, and I'm gonna miss people, asking how to say it, and people saying, oh, that's a pretty name, and, now granted, when they tell me this, it just reminds me more that I'm female, and, I don't really connect with it, but, I don't want to totally give up the name either, because my grandmother was a Catherine, and so was my Oma, and I was very close to my grandma, and she's passed she's been gone for a few years, and I want to hold on to that, I was called Katie when I grew up, and Katie it's a family name. All of my cousins who've had a daughter, they've named at least one of them Katie. It's just a tradition now, I guess. Mainly they did it because they wanted to name her after Grandma, since Grandma's passed. But, so I kind of want to hold on to that. And because that's a good reminder. That's something good that my name reminds me of, is my grandma. So, another thing that reminds me of my female name is, I think, just a lot of my mannerisms, I think, will remind me of my femaleness.
And I think also just, you know, I have stuffed animals at home, and I don't know a lot of guys that save stuffed animals. The ones that I do have meaning. I got them from certain persons in my life, or, you know, like I have a teddy bear that I've had since I was, gosh, before I was 5. And my house caught on fire, and he was one of the few toys that survived it, along with me and my mother. And I named him Smokey because he used to smell like smoke. You know, so things like that I have that I think will always remind me of my previous name. But I'm not ashamed of that. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not ashamed of the female past that I have. I just hope that eventually I can tone down some of my mannerisms, or you know, things like that, so that I don't appear to have feminine traits more so than I already do once my transition is in the quote-unquote complete phase. Because technically I don't think we're ever truly complete transitioning. But, you know, once you get to that phase, that, you know, that stage that you feel comfortable in, you know, that's basically the complete phase. But as far as, again, the name goes, I'm kind of just rambling, I'm sorry. As far as the name goes, I actually plan on keeping the name of Katie. It just came to me. I actually had a dream about how I was going to keep the name Katie, because, again, it reminds me of my grandma, and I want to honor her, and, you know, that side of my family. So I had a dream about it, and I was thinking about putting the initials in as a middle name and all kinds of things. And then at work, I received a phone call from a customer, and she solved my dilemma because of her last name. And her last name was Katie. However, it was spelled C-A-D-Y. So it's spelled like Cody, but with an A. And I thought, that is perfect. You gotta excuse me, the wind is blowing pretty hard today, so I'm trying to make sure I can stay on the lines. But anyway, so yeah, her name was Katie, and I was like, perfect, that'll be my middle name. I was gonna put Wolf as my middle name, because I've gone by that name for over 10 years, and but I decided I'm gonna just keep that as a nickname, and I'm gonna put Katie as one of my middle names. I'm gonna have 2 middle names. So it's gonna be Wesley Samuel Katie, and I thought that sounds really good. So again, I guess, you know, I didn't really bring any, you know, visuals or anything to challenge myself on the name, but that is essentially, you know, like I said, I have no qualms with my previous name. You know, I had no issues with all the nicknames, you know, Katie, Cat, Kitten, when I was younger. As I got older, I was like, that's when I started feeling like, these names don't fit, especially when someone called me Kay. Then I was like, ooh, no, that doesn't fit. So, but again, that's why I went by Wolf for so long, because, you know, once I got older, I was like, this female name doesn't seem to fit quite right. But again, I don't want to get rid of it or erase my past. So in order to honor, you know, who I was and honor my family, I'm going to keep it as a middle name. So, alright, well, off to work I go. So, talk to you guys later. Bye.